The door has been forced. My lord! Pater noster, qui es in caelis, libera nos a malo. Amen. It's Latin. Arma sunt inde mala. Strange turn of phrase. It could mean there are weapons and therefore misfortune. In other words, weapons cause misfortune. But it's too simple. Could that unfortunate woman have used her blood and her final seconds to write such a trite sentence? Impossible. A syringe? Could Irina Boksoff have been poisoned? In that case, the arrows weren't the cause of her death. Vulnerant omnes, ultima necat. All injure. The last one kills. Cylinder. Irina put it in the strong box. This must be the wooden chest Irina Boksoff spoke to me about. The mechanism is well lubricated. I won't be able to find the combination by ear. What an astonishing piece. It depicts the sacrifice of Iphigenia, that's clear, but in a bloody version I'm not familiar with. According to Euripides, divine intervention saved the maiden. Piece of white cardboard. It's one of Professor Boksoff's ghosts. Demasticatione Mortuorum in Tumulus Liber by Michael Ramft, 1728. I don't think this document can be of any use to me. Book of the 12 Concubines, a facsimile of the famous epic transcribed for the Mongol chief Atarai Khan on the flayed skins of his unfaithful mistresses. What brutality! If I had more time, I'd study this document, but I have better things to do right now. Journey of a False Dervish in Central Asia, from Tehran to Khiva, Bokhara, and Samarkand. A book by Hermann von Bergen. Our man clearly got around. I'm sure this document is very interesting, but it has no direct bearing on the subject I'm dealing with. Let's put it back in its place. It seems to me I've carried out my inquiry as thoroughly as possible. I'd best leave now. I smell something burning.
Ah, here you are, Father. There's mail waiting for you up there.
My eyes are irritated. My throat is sore. What's happening to me?
Careful!
I must have set off some mechanism. Lord, this infernal device would have pulverized me if I hadn't been able to disarm it. A letter from Irina Boxov. It's late coming. The riots in Alba must have disturbed the postal service. I might need this garlic. I have to find a hermetically sealed box to put it in.
Father, I hate saying this, but it'd really be better if you left. You see, you're causing me lots of worry.
Your worries are reasonable. Someone wanted to kill me.
Kill you? Jesus and Mary.
There was a bomb on my door.
A bomb?
If Providence weren't watching over me, I'd be dead right now in the ruins of my room. And don't play the innocent with me, please.
I've got nothing to do with it, Father. It's Master Janos Peckmester. He came with a guy from Albayula. They went up to your room. They told me to keep a lid on it, not to tell you anything.
And you let them do it?
But they're awful. They could have burned my inn, like the church. They told me to get you away. I tried, but you wouldn't listen. I mean, you're obstinate, you are, with all due respect.
Yes, I can be stubborn. What's that letter on the counter?
It's for Master Peckmester.
Oh, is it then? I'm going to open it.
Oh, misery me, Master Janos will be real angry.
Well, I can get angry too if it comes to that.
Father, please don't hold it against me. I can understand you're not being happy, but it ain't easy for me neither. Putting up foreigners and all that's going on right now, it's very dangerous.
It's garlic. No doubt about it. It's the garlic that is making me sick.
Each player throws his disc. The one who arrives the closest to the wall with...
And if you hit the wall?
That's bad luck.
Oh.
For sure. The Iron Guards. They came from Albayula in a big car, with their armbands on and everything. The adults say you're drawing misfortune onto the village. Maybe that's true, but I like you anyway.
What a shame. They burned the church. They took the key to Martha's crypt, and I'm pretty sure they defiled it. It ain't terrible to see such things. Father, with all due respect, if you'd gone back to Rome, they never would have done that.
But who are you talking about? Who burned the church?
Oh, Father, you got to understand. I can't tell you that, or they'll kill me. Yes, I know about him. He died in a bad place. The inspector did. It wasn't me who buried him. The police took his body and brought it into the city. The inscriptions. Oh, see, I can't read real good, so I don't pay much attention to them. What a shame. They burned the church. She's real cute, that little Maria, ain't she?
What did you say?
Just that Dr. Florescu's a cute one. No bad thoughts intended, of course.
It's closed. No one's answering. Well then, I'll just go in. I hope nothing's happened to Maria. There's an odor of tobacco. Lightning struck not far away. The fuses must have blown. A hammer and a stake. What are these objects doing here? Could they have fallen to the ground during a fight? Maria's shawl, drenched in blood. Besides 3 tins of canned food, there's nothing to eat in this kitchen. Maria really eats like a bird. That dog is frightened. I have just enough wire left for one more repair job. A dynamo. I don't know how this machine works. Instead of trying to get it to work, it'd be better if I changed the fuses of the house. It looks as if there's something in this coffin. It's horrible. This man was bled dry. Requiescat in pace. It looks as if there's something in this coffin. Manos! It looks to me as if he's still breathing, but very weakly. He seems to be in a cataleptic fit. What happened to him? And who put him in this coffin? A manuscript of Dracula's biography, written in verse. This unique work can only come from the Van Bergen collection. Horizon. I know that brand of cigarette. A chrome lighter. Smells like plums. This bottle must contain local brandy.
This is Professor Heinrich von Kruger.
This is Father Arno Moriani.
Ah, it's you, Father. Could you put Dr. Florescu on?
No, she's not at home, and I'm very worried. There are signs of a struggle and disorder in the kitchen.
Ah, Himmel! At the exact moment she was to resume the tests. Ah, it's terrible. I think they're trying to keep us from perfecting the serum. Are you alone at the dispensary?
Yes.
For the love of God, you have to finish the analysis.
Maybe there are more urgent things to do.
My friend, I fear many people in Vladiviste have P syndrome.
Are you sure?
I will be completely when you've communicated the results to me. Consider it like a medical emergency.
But would I know how to go about it?
You have to. Don't waste any time. Find the instructions I sent to Dr. Florescu. If need be, change the filament of the sampling machine. Run the tests. Fill out the analysis reports carefully and call me as soon as possible. We might be cut off because of the storm, but don't forget, for you, the analysis has to be done on a recent blood sample.
I had blood taken just a few days ago.
That's not enough. Do another one so that I can compare the results.
That's the right key. What was it doing in Janos's pocket?
Don't move or I'll shoot. Don't turn around. Ha 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 ha. Crazy old woman, mind your own business or I'll smash your head.
This box contained photographic paper.
A liar gets sick if he tells the truth.
I'm uncomfortable rummaging through Maria's things, but if her life is in danger, I can't overlook any clue.
Old clothes fall apart at the seams.
Aha! Didn't Martha write about a case in one of her letters? Paintings have been moved recently.
Old clothes fall apart at the seams.
Oh, how clumsy can I be? I tipped over a bottle of acid. Something rough here, or something tiny stuck to the paper, and it's well stuck. No way to detach it without ripping everything. The vial of acid is empty. I ought to fill it up. I've got something in my tweezer. The last period in the letter might well be a microfilm. If that's the case, the enlarger will help me read it. A feeder for pigeons. This pigeon is carrying something. A length of filament wrapped in a message. The battery's electrodes are exhausted. I have to put acid back in this battery. In general, you use sulfuric acid for batteries, but acetic acid should do the trick. This sample is already several days old. I have to obtain a new one, just as Kruger asked. perfect. I'm sure of my results. The storm has wound down. Let's call Kruger right away to give him the results he was promised. It's closed. Door is solid. The storm has wound down. Let's call Kruger right away to give him the results he was promised.
Thank you, Father. I have noted all your results. Excellent precision. I'll get right down to work. I hope that very quickly I'll be able to treat the pay anomaly, as well as its strange variants.
I'm happy to have been able to help you, but that doesn't solve my problems.
Each of us must do his best. You in the field, me in my laboratory. We'll call each other back as soon as we have something new.
Goodbye, Professor.
Goodbye, Father.
I did what I could for Kruger, but he won't be able to help me follow the path nor find Maria. Now I have to concentrate on my objective. This is no moment for scruples. I'm going to search this room. The paper has traces of an embossed text. The paper has traces of an embossed text. It's closed. It's the photo of Janos, and yet... No doubt about it. I've found the key. Deciphering the rest of the document will be easy. No doubt about it. I've found the key. Deciphering the rest of the document will be easy.
November 1870. I have just come back to Budapest, exhausted, and no longer have the strength to write. I shall therefore dictate this journal to stamp in my memory the tragic events I experienced in Vladoviste. My struggle with Dracula concluded in a stalemate. The Count will certainly not come after me in Budapest, but I had to flee far from his land. If I were to return, I'd be immediately arrested as an accomplice to murder. In his Transylvanian stronghold, Dracula is untouchable. His will is law, and no one disobeys him. He does occasionally change his hunting ground, for he is hungry for new prey. That is the reason he bought a house in Budapest. Fate caused him to choose as his notary my friend Bjorn Hartner. Then to desire his wife and take flight with her. But Bjorn, they set out in pursuit of the accursed couple. I quickly understood that the Count was drawing Luciana onto the path of the dragon. By an engagement present, he wanted to offer her eternity. We followed the lovers from city to city, but unfortunately, we were always one step behind. And when at last our long chase led us to Vladoviste, we didn't even have time to enter the Count's castle before the horror struck us. We were staying at the inn. My room communicated with Jorn's. In the night, I heard Luciana's voice calling out to her husband. My friend, neither ignoring or rather refusing to accept what his wife had become, invited her up to join him. His imprudence might be fatal. Luciana would have bled her husband dry if I hadn't intervened. I battered down the door between our rooms and pierced the vampire's heart. I urged Jon to leave the inn immediately, but he remained prostrate and refused to follow me. As I had feared, my friend was arrested and indicted for the murder of his wife. I learned he died in his cell. The papers spoke of suicide, but I discern in his death the work of the Count, whose influence extends into the prisons.
So, here's Hermann von Bergen's last message, recorded half a century ago. Oh, the cylinder broke in my hands. I have the impression this painting doesn't correspond exactly with the mark on the
part
wall.
of the road.
I should look more closely at that.
Ah, it's after the war that you find the most heroes.
I've learned many things, but I'm still unsure of how to approach the enemy. I have a feeling I won't manage without help. There's light in the lab window. I succeeded in getting electricity back.
Priest! Now you know your friends and your enemies. As for me, I went to get water from the spring. Look for a print near the water.
This is getting worse. I'm weeping and suffocating. A steely is missing. The imprint of a bowl. In a chapel, I saw the imprint of a missing bowl.
Find the bowl that was stolen.
Oh, thanks. In exchange, you can have my slingshot. Take it from my bag. You gave me a really beautiful present. You can take my slingshot. The bowl from the fountain near the broken oak? Oh, that's a secret. But I trust you, so I'll tell you. It was Ariel and Celdric. I saw them. Before the war, we often played near the chapel, and one time they took it.
And what did they do with it?
I don't know. When they broke the chain the bowl was attached to, I caught on that they were being mischievous and I left. Because that bowl is cursed. It's forbidden to touch it.
You really don't know where they took it?
I didn't dare ask. Anyway, I don't think they would have told me. It was a really stupid thing to do, you know. Maybe the Iron Guards? I didn't see it. I was helping my uncle bring in the wood.
I discovered a little chapel near the crossroads of the broken oak.
Oh, well, I hardly leave the village anymore, you know.
In the chapel there was a bowl that disappeared. Do you know what became of it?
Oh, no. I know nothing about that. Yes, he's my youngest. Before, he played with the Yanel, but he wasn't a good influence on my boy.
Your son Ariel probably knows where the chapel bowl is.
Why do you say that? My little Ariel's no thief.
I didn't say that. I'd simply like to ask him some questions.
Impossible. Ariel's far from the village. Martha sent him to the coast, you know.
Could we reach him on the telephone?
Please, Father, leave my boy alone. He's not a thief, I swear it. We're not thieves in this family.
I'd have to be heartless to persist. Let's go explain the situation to Luana. Luana. One of the children is dead, the other has gone far away. His mother might know something, but she doesn't want to help me. Isn't there another way to find the bowl?
Perhaps. But on my conditions. Do exactly as I say and don't ask any questions. To find that which is lost, bring me without delay blood from a battle lost to savage teeth, ashes of a vampire put to death, a hazel wand, not a wreath, The ring of a killer, an Aryan cruel as Egypt's Seth. The blossom of a rose picked where the air is poor yet fresh. Fiery berries of the bush known as the mountain ash. A few berries will be enough. Keep the others.
I can't borrow this without permission.
It disappeared, and that was what brought the war upon us for sure. Till it comes back, we'll have one misfortune after another.
Do you know who took it?
No, but may a curse fall upon the thief, with all due respect. Well, for sure, I'd like to do you a favor, Father, by lending you my spade, but on the other hand, the times are hard and we're wanting for everything. I was wondering if you could give me some matches. Thanks, Father. You can take my spade whenever you want. Your matches are more than welcome. They're hard to find right now.
And batteries. Could you find some for me? The ones in my electric torch are drained.
Batteries? Huh. Even in Alba Euler, it's almost impossible to find any. So your electric torch ain't gonna be much use to you here. If you leave it with me, that'd be real generous of you, Father.
I'll think about it.
Well, if you need a tool or something, come see me, and maybe we can make a trade. But, with all due respect, Father, don't say I've been dealing with you, because the Rasamas don't like you a whole lot, you see.
I'm going to open the grave of this Luciana Hartner. Forgive this profanation, Lord, but this difficult task must be carried out.
One flower's enough for me. Keep the branch.
Luana, I've brought all you asked for.
Good. Now leave me alone.
I trust Luana. I know she'll guide me along the path. But what will happen at the end of the route when I'm face to face with the dragon? What are my chances of winning? Very slight, I fear. But I mustn't let fear dictate my conduct. I seem to recall a verse of Peggy, that French officer killed by a bullet right in the forehead. Happy are the dead crushed in this carnage, supine upon the earth in the very eyes of God. I shall send this journal that I've been keeping since leaving Rome to Monsignor Briganti. He surely won't approve my decisions, but he might understand them. And should anything happen to me, someone has to know about it.